Happy Thursday, Rutgers. I'm Cassandra Sheese.
And I'm Jake Ostro. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you. It is January 31st, 2019.
Weather watcher Robert Bennett will give you the regional and big picture forecast for the day.
Ashley Cornish will paint the town scarlet at last semester's Career Exploration Night.
International Career Development Specialist Paula Dominguez will stop by today.
We've got tons to get to. Let's wake up, Rutgers.
Hello and welcome, Rutgers. It's great to be here on this freezing Thursday morning.
We're here to wake you up every Thursday morning this semester with all the exciting news, events, and weather. And Cass, you said freezing. I think that this shows, dedication personified. We're here to wake you up even on this frigid morning. Make sure you stay in bed and stay covered.
Honestly, I looked at the weather app this morning because we know I love to check the weather before I get dressed, and it said 2 degrees, but then it said it felt like -14. I mean, that is so cold and not something we're used to. I mean, we went through the whole holiday season without hitting temperatures even close to this. We had talked about that we had one snowstorm. We were kind of expecting some more, and we didn't really get that. Now we just have freezing cold temperatures. I mean, it was something I was definitely not prepared for.
It could be worse. It's been cold all over the country, much colder than it is right now here in New Jersey. I have friends at South Dakota State University where it feels like it's -40.
Oh, yeah.
And they are going with their oven open and on with the fan blowing towards their living room to try to stay warm. I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, their classes are canceled, but it's definitely not that cold there.
Well, I don't want to take away Robert's whole weather bit because if we keep talking about it, he'll have nothing to speak about. So we'll talk about we're 1 week down in classes. I mean, we're going into February now, kind of the semester is going to start picking up. So how'd your first week go? Did you like the classes you went to? What about things like that?
I was pleasantly surprised. I'm a journalism major and I'm taking no journalism classes this semester, so I was a little nervous. And I took a couple risks on a couple classes and I've actually really enjoyed my time so far, and I'm looking forward to my class tonight. What about you?
Well, that's great. I mean, it's always good to get out of your comfort zone a little. I mean, we're so comfortable with our journalism classes that you have to remember we still have all those core classes we have to take. But yeah, I really like the classes I've went to. It's my first semester doing an online course. I've never done that before, so it's something that I have to keep on top of myself. I have to remind myself, check the website, things like that, because you don't have the teacher telling you like, hey, an assignment's due. But what about you, Robert? How have your first week been going?
My classes have been actually going relatively great. I enjoy all my professors that I have. I'm taking only two meteorology courses this semester. But most of them are geography courses, as again, that is my minor. Meteorology is my major. But yeah, my week's been great, with the exception of my physics homework last night. Didn't do too well on it, but it'll get better. Back to you guys.
Always get better. It's only the first week. You can only go up from here, and that's the way to think about it. So this show is packed with full of things about our future careers and things like that. So what about you, Jake? What do you do currently at school that helps you pursue your end goal?
Well, I get up every Thursday morning and host an incredible TV show, if I might say.
Same. Wow. Yeah.
Wow, that's so weird that it works out that way. But I am also a sports broadcaster for the radio station here on campus. I'd like to go into sports, but I love what I do in front of camera here. TV or radio is definitely my desired field after graduation. I think that you're along the same lines.
Yeah, no, for sure. I love coming here and doing this every Thursday. It definitely helps you with practice on camera and things like that. I also have my internship throughout the school year, and that's all behind the scenes work, which I've actually started to really love, and I never thought that would be the case, but I do love doing the research and things like that for the anchors that sit in the chair. So it's definitely two different sides that I see throughout the week, but something that's definitely showing me what I want to do in the future. So it's great that we have our goals set and in order and kind of know what we want to do. I mean, we're juniors. graduation's just around the corner, honestly. I mean, it's only a year away, so
Don't say that.
I know, but it's definitely something you have to think about, so it's great that we kind of know what we're doing, yeah.
It's great because we also have internships, and we've both taken the internship course offered through University Career Services. They have so many services offered, and we're going to hear from Paula Dominguez a little bit later on those services and the Mega Fair coming up. But before we get to the rest of the show, let's see how much you know.
Do you know when this year's Career Mega Fair is taking place? We will find out the answer right after this.
Hey, do you want to go get lunch?
Sure, can you swipe me in though?
I guess, but you don't have any more meal swipes?
No, unfortunately I ran out.
Well, what are you going to do for food?
Right now I'm buying, but once my cash starts going down, I gotta look for other solutions.
Oh, well, I have the perfect solution. Rutgers has a food pantry here on campus.
The Rutgers Food Pantry falls under the Off-Campus Living and Community Partnerships Office and is located at 39 Union Street on the College Avenue campus and is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. When you walk into the office, just tell the receptionist at the front that you are there to utilize the pantry. They will then assist you in figuring out what to take and how much to take based on your personalized needs. For more information, visit www.foodpantry.rutgers.edu.
You can go to their Facebook page and like it for food pantry updates, or you can go to their website at foodpantry.rutgers.edu.
That's awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Before the break we asked, do you know when the Career Mega Fair is taking place this year? Now it's time to find out the answer.
The Career Mega Fair will be held from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on both Wednesday, February 6th and Thursday, February 7th. Cass, have you ever gone to the Career Mega Fair?
I actually have not. I've gone to University of Career Services and met with the specialists there to kind of figure out my career goals, but the thing with the Mega Fair is they don't have a lot of journalism companies that come. I mean, it's really hard. News is happening 24/7, so I understand, but that's kind of the reason I pushed it off. I know all of my friends go, though, so that's definitely important that people do go. But what about you?
I haven't gone either for the same reasons. I feel like it's very business and STEM oriented, but there are so many, we have schools for STEM students. We have a school for, we have a whole business school right next door to the RAC where the Career Mega Fair is located, so it's nice and easy. And I love seeing the students all over Livingston campus in their suits, and in their dresses, whatever, dressed up for the occasion, coming to meet with potential future employers. And it's great that Rutgers has a venue as large as the RAC where they can hold more than 300, excuse me. That would be a lot of employers there. 300 companies that come by.
Yeah, I know my mom personally got her first job out of college from an internship fair, so it's really important that you go, make a name for yourself, introduce yourself, give them your resume, but something that I know might hold people back from going is the weather, so it's definitely something we want to hear about and how cold it's going to be because people need to dress appropriately. So Robert, over to you with the weather.
Good morning, Rutgers. It is weather watching time. Weather watcher Robert Benning here, bringing you this morning's forecast on this episode of Wake Up Rutgers. It is currently about 5 degrees outside with frigid conditions under sunny skies. That's why the temperatures were able to drop so much, because you had all that clear, those clear skies and all that radiational cooling, allowing things to drop significantly. This is actually incorrect. Dew points are not up in the 55s and humidity is not up at 93, but the winds are correct, around 5 miles an hour, gusting to 13 miles per hour. Now we have, look how cold it was this morning. It was like up in the near negative 20 up in portions of Sussex County this morning. It was like about 2-3 degrees here in New Brunswick. To the south, single digits and maybe even double digits only for like areas down in like Cape May County. It surely was cold out there. Now, looking at those wind chills, once again, wind chills make it feel a lot colder than it is, about negative 20 to negative even 30 degrees at times in northwest New Jersey. Similar story for much of the rest of the state with wind chills down in the negatives all across the state. Those wind chills can actually lead to frostbite within 30 minutes on any exposed skin, so be sure to bundle up as we are walking out to classes today. Now, looking at weather headlines, once again, that Arctic air has settled in. Snow will be possible on Friday, but it's hard to believe, but a big warm-up is in store for the region and New Jersey, so we'll be definitely looking forward to that later on next week. Looking at the futurecast, there's that snow that we are expecting. well, not really expect. It's a possibility of some snow. Might see some light accumulation on Friday afternoon, but as of right now, not too much of an issue, just more of a nuisance type of an event. Today, high of 16 degrees. That snow miser finally has taken its toll on the Garden State. Downright frigid wind chills down to -15 throughout the day, with those winds around 10 to 15 miles an hour with possible higher gusts at times. Tonight, low of 5 degrees. Continued Arctic air will be in place. Mostly clear skies with a west wind around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Later on in the show, I'll be showing you a regional outlook on how the rest of the Northeast has fared with this cold weather. Back to you guys.
Well, that doesn't sound fun at all. Low of 5 degrees, but I gotta say the one thing that we are kind of fortunate about is it's not that windy, because once that wind hits you, oh man, that's not good.
And that's honestly what gets you. I mean, that's why it feels in the negatives because of that wind. I know that's what people in the Midwest are facing right now. Their temperatures feel like they are in below, like -40. That's insane. We're definitely not ready for that. As you can see, I have my turtleneck on this morning. I don't think you guys have ever seen me wear a turtleneck, but I just am so cold. I'm not ready for these freezing temperatures, and now snow too. I mean, Robert said it's a possibility, but it's definitely not something I want coming anytime soon.
We saw some snow yesterday, and it was just a nice little dusting. Didn't really do any damage, but it caused a heck of a lot of traffic. It took me a long time on the roads yesterday afternoon, and I'm sure you getting back from New York yesterday took quite a while.
Yeah, it was coming down pretty hard. That was the thing. It was hard and fast. So I was walking back to the train during it, and it was just whipping me in the face. So it wasn't the most pleasant walk back to the train station, but I was fortunate enough that they weren't delaying any trains or canceling them, and I was able to come back safe and sound. But we have so much more to get to during the show. We have a nice interview coming up, as well as news and events, so stay tuned, Rutgers.
Did you lose your ID? Not sure of what to do? First, send an email to lostcard@aps.rutgers.edu to suspend your card so no one else can use it. Next, visit one of the RU Connection offices to have your lost or stolen ID card replaced. There is an office located on every campus. Rutgers Hall on College Avenue is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Bush, Cook Douglas, and Livingston campus housing offices are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. The Public Safety Card office is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Fridays. You will need to pay for your new ID with $20 in RU Express. If you don't have RU Express, you can go to the cashier's office next to Records Hall before getting a new ID. Make sure to provide a form of unexpired government-issued photo identification when asking for a new ID. It's that easy to replace your ID. Make sure to keep it in a safe place so you don't lose it again. For more information and a more detailed explanation, visit pst.rutgers.edu/rules.php.
Welcome back, Rutgers. I mean, even though it's freezing out, we still have so many events taking place, as well as the news is always happening, so we might as well just jump right in. In the light of the recent government shutdown, Rutgers has joined a slew of universities across the state to provide relief to students that are furloughed government workers or dependents of them. In a recent statement released university-wide, Rutgers University President Robert Barchi stated that the term bills with unpaid balances will be marked as suspended until the government is reopened. Thankfully, the government was finally reopened last Friday, January 25th, allowing workers to be properly compensated once more. President Barchi explained this decision as a way for the Rutgers community to care for students who, through no fault of their own, would otherwise be facing the prospect of having their unpaid term bills interrupted. So that's something great that the university does. I mean, it was a really rough time while the government was shut down for both the government workers and their families. I mean, it affects so many more people than we realize that pausing the term bills and saying, hey, hold up, I realize some people aren't getting paid is incredible.
It was great that Rutgers took the initiative to acknowledge that some students' families were hit on some hard times. I know some of the government workers' families, they went a month almost without a paycheck, and that can really hurt some families. So it's great that Robert Barchi acknowledged that and allowed students to kind of forego some of the paychecks for now and just come on later when that money eventually does come in. but it was really good that Rutgers took the initiative in politics. And someone else that took a huge initiative in politics is Martin Luther King Jr. It was his birthday recently, and this week, Rutgers Cultural Collaborative had its 3rd annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dream Week. Students can honor and celebrate the life of the Reverend Dr. King with speeches and events throughout the week, leading up to the Ananya Dance Theater's Empower Workshop tonight at 7:30. Students were able to hear from experts in fields such as social justice and activism. There are also a number of service projects initiated that will continue throughout the weekend. To learn more about the Dream Week's message, you can check out their website at culturalcollaborative.rutgers.edu. And it's so great that Rutgers is able to honor a man like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., someone who has such an impact on our country today. And right here on campus, there's a whole week dedicated to the initiative he started 60 years ago.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's not like it's one event, it was Dream Week, so it's something every single day that people can attend, and I mean, that's great for students to get out and honor someone who did so much for our country. So it's definitely amazing that Rutgers offers all these events throughout the whole week that students can go to, but those aren't the only events taking place. Take some time out with friends for a night of mind games and puzzles. On February 4th, the Rutgers Leadership Experiential Learning Department will be holding an escape room for students to work on problem solving, communication, and teamwork. The event will be held in the old Rutgers Club building at 199 College Avenue and will run from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. So come prepared to untangle some riddles. Well, Jake, I know it's crazy that just last episode I had talked about doing an escape room for the first time ever, and now they're doing one right here on the College Avenue campus. I mean, it was so fun. It really is a way to build a team, though. I did it with my family. You know, families sometimes butt heads and can argue, but we really have to work together. It's time, so it's not the place where you can kind of argue with one another because you have to get out of that room. So to bring students together and your friends and really see how you work well together is really important.
I went to an escape room over the summer, and it's so easy to get really frustrated because when things aren't going your way, you're in this little enclosed space and you can't figure it out. You start fighting with other people and nothing's ever going to get accomplished there. I might have to go redeem myself this time. But you know, I have to say, after every time I've done an escape room, I get really hungry. And it's a good thing that the Rutgers Commuter Student Association has a brunch this Monday, February 4th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come get some food, talk to department administrators, and get to know other commuter students. Just to make sure you heard this right, there's free food involved. For more information, check out campuslabs.rutgers.edu. You know, I'm never going to pass up food, and it's great that Rutgers has these events where especially commuter students have the opportunity to come get a meal on campus without spending any money.
Yeah, I know when you're a commuter, you usually buy a meal plan and things like that just because you're here on campus and it's hard to be able to go home and come back. Who wants to do all that travel? So usually have that meal plan. So that fact that they plan this brunch that's free and you don't have to spend any money for just to sit down, relax during a class in between is great that they get fed and things like that. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a fun time. They can also bond with one another. We've talked on previous shows about how being a commuter is a little harder sometimes because you don't have that just natural friend group that you're around constantly because you do have to go home. So it's nice that they have this and can all get to know each other a little more. I mean, a place where people really get to know themselves more is the career fair. I mean, you introduce yourself to businesses, and it's really about building that self-confidence. And our very own Ashley Cornish was able to paint the town scarlet at last semester's Career Exploration Night.
Hello, Rutgers. I'm very excited to be here at the Career Exploration Night, Arts, Communications, and Entertainment, where I have the opportunity to learn and network with people from the field that I am going to be working in shortly. Now, let's not waste any time and get to hear some stories from alumni and faculty.
Networking is such an important part of getting to the next step in your professional life at Rutgers and beyond. Whether it's getting that internship, whether it's getting that first job, it really is about who you know, but the good news is you can get to know people through networking. So we make this easy for our students and bringing it home to them. This is a nice training period for that when they can go to the mega fair or they can go to those interviews and start making those connections in the working world.
What advice did you get from Rutgers alum? The advice I got is that your major doesn't necessarily decide what you're going to do in your career. So even if I did pursue a major in graphic design, it doesn't necessarily mean that's what I have to do for my whole life. I talked to a lot of alumni that majored in something completely different than what they're doing now.
All the alumni were very outgoing. They were very open. I thought like they were going to be very rigid and like, you know, textbook. But I don't know, they were just very like, they seemed like they actually cared. And that's something that like, especially as an undergraduate, like you want to see, like you want to know that there's people out there that care for you and care for where you want to go.
What can students do to stand out during an interview?
I think the way someone approaches a table, the way they extend their hand, the confidence that emanates in their nonverbal language in itself stands out. Students don't realize that it's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it and how you present yourself. And so shake the hand, show some maturity, dress up. Even if it's an on-campus interview, you should dress up. You should look the part. You should always be dressed up for the job that you want, not the job that you necessarily have.
So are you interested in pursuing anything in this field?
Right now, I'm still trying to figure it out. My major is psychology, but I'm very interested in arts, fashion especially. So coming out here and talking to like a lot of different people, like it made me realize that people are multifaceted beings, and if you put your passion and ambition into anything, with whatever major you are, you can take it to whatever career you want. It's just the hard work you put into it and like your mindset really is what I got from this.
Well, I know I've learned a lot tonight, so make sure to check out some other career exploration nights. Until next time, keep painting the town scarlet. I'm Ashley Cornish, RUTV.
Well, it's great we have events like that here on campus, as well as our Career Internship Mega Fair coming up, and we have Paula to speak about that right after this.
The Rutgers libraries have some of the biggest resources this university has to offer. There are 9 libraries located throughout all campuses with convenient hours to fit any student schedule.
The Alexander Library on College Ave campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Art Library, located on College Ave behind Scott Hall, is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Carr Library on Livingston campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Chang Library on the Douglas campus is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Mabel Smith Douglas Library on the Douglas campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Library of Science and Medicine on Bush campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Math and Physics Library inside of the Hill Center on Bush campus is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m.
There's plenty of space for everyone at the library, so come inside.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Here with me is Paula Dominguez, Career Development Specialist at Career Services. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So what are the Career Services and where are they located?
University Career Services is committed to assisting students with making connections between their academic experience and career paths. Rutgers University New Brunswick is a large campus. However, University Career Services strives to be accessible to all students regardless of location. We have 2 offices, one on College Avenue on the 4th floor, 106 Summer Street. This is a building right above Barnes & Noble. And our second office is in the Bush Student Center. We also offer a few services at our other locations on Livingston and Cook. All of our location and hours can be found online, careers.rutgers.edu/hours.
Now, I know you mentioned about some of these services. So what services do the Career Services offer?
So we offer everything from career-related advising, programs to help individuals discover their interests and values, programs to explore your careers and majors and develop your skills through internships, employer networking and information sessions, career internship fairs, on-campus interviewing, alumni mentoring. All of these resources are available to students. You can access them on Handshake. We recently transitioned into Rutgers Handshake after a two-year evaluation. Handshake is a space where you can register for appointments, register for interviews and events, and you can access Handshake on our website, careers.rutgers.edu.
Now, I've used Handshake before, and it really is something interesting, and I see on the website you guys promote a lot of fairs you have coming up, and something that's coming up is the Career Mega Fair. So what is the Career Mega Fair?
The Career Mega Fair is our largest and most diverse recruiting event of the semester and the most diverse and largest recruiting event of the state of New Jersey. We have an anticipated group of more than 300 employers, different employers each day, with full-time opportunities, part-time, internship opportunities in a variety of fields. Students can learn about these companies and who is attending through Handshake.
And what advice could you give to these students that are attending the Mega Fair? I mean, I know it's a stressful time and really nervous for the students, so what advice would you give?
I would definitely say to prepare and put your best foot forward. Arrive to the fair having an idea of who's at the career fair. As I mentioned before, we post all our employers on Handshake, so you can start learning about them now, seeing what opportunities they have available. Also, make sure you have your resume reviewed prior to coming to the career fair. Next week, we offer 2 resume clinics on both Monday and Tuesday. The hours are posted on our website at careers.rutgers.edu. Feel free to stop by, have your resume looked at, because again, that's a huge piece to coming to the career fair prepared.
Oh, I definitely agree that that is something that students want to get checked before they go. I mean, they're judging you off a piece of paper. But something else I saw you guys promoting is something about free tuition, or what is that whole thing?
So at the moment, we are launching our free tuition challenge. So if anyone is interested in playing for free tuition, please visit our website, or you can look up our social media at Rutgers Careers. You can play, attend events. It's a challenge, and at the end of the semester, one student can have the opportunity to win free tuition. Every month, we also do drawings, so you can win a prize in addition to tuition as well.
Oh my gosh, wow, no, I hope I win. I'm going to definitely do these challenges, but are there any other events you have coming up throughout this semester?
So we have events all semester long, workshops, meetups, information sessions, employer networking event. Regardless of your need, whether you're job searching, interviewing, go on our website on our events calendar, because you can find a program or event suitable for your needs. We also offer our campus to career field trips, where we provide students with exposure to the world of work while also allowing them to learn about individual employment organizations. On March 31st, we will be having our JCPenney Suit Up event, where all students are invited to attend, and will receive an extra 40% off men's and women's career dress apparel, accessories, shoes, everything you need for an interview or the job.
Well, first you guys are giving away free tuition, and now you give discounts on clothes.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are just doing so much for the students. It's really wonderful that we have this here on campus. So where can students find more information?
Best place is our website, careers.rutgers.edu. There you can look for the link to our Rutgers Handshake. Again, that's where all of our resources are. Or you can find our social media handles. We are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Just look for @RutgersCareers.
Well, thank you so much, Paola, for coming and speaking to us today. I mean, I know the career fair is coming up, so it's definitely important that students know you guys have all these things to offer, and people should definitely attend it as well. So we'll be back right after this break.
Thank you.
Being a Rutgers student isn't always as sweet as it seems. If you're not prepared, you might find yourself needing some help.
I need help. I can't find my term bill.
Luckily, help is here. Getting to and paying your term bill is as easy as tying your shoelaces.
To get to your term bill, just go to studentabc.rutgers.edu and press the button that says Pay Your Bill. From there, you can log in with your NetID or RUID. The site will direct you to your account summary, where you can find your term bill for any semester.
Okay, but how do I pay my term bill?
Great question.
For payment options, just refer to the right-hand side column on your account summary page. It's that easy.
Wow, that was really helpful.
All in a day's work.
Well, that was a great interview, and now we have a great weather bit with Robert Bennett.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Syracuse will see about 10 degrees today with some snow flurries possible. Very cold across the entire Northeast, 10 in Scranton, 17 down in my former hometown of Oakland, New Jersey, and down in Leesburg, also 12 degrees. Regionally, tonight, once again, -3 in Syracuse, -2 in Albany, -2 in Scranton, same thing. Well, not the same thing. 10 degrees in Oakland, 12 degrees down in Leesburg, Virginia. 5-day forecast. 17 degrees today, low of 5. Possible snow on Friday, 23 degrees with a low of 14. Saturday and Sunday, we start to warm up a little bit, 35 degrees with a low of 24. 45 on Sunday, 32 as a low. Monday, we start warming up and beyond, possibly middle 50s come middle of next week. Be sure to check us out at Weather Watchers at RUTV channel 20.1 every 15 minutes. Check us out at RUTV Weather Watchers on Facebook at RUTVWW using that hashtag RUWeather. And be sure to check out our YouTube page at RUTV Weather Watcher. Back to you guys.
Well, Rutgers, that will do it for today's episode.
For more events happening this week, you can go to getinvolved.rutgers.edu or ruevents.rutgers.edu.
Follow us on social media by searching RU Network and follow us on Twitter by searching @WakeUpRutgers. We love hearing from you.
Thanks again for tuning in, and to Paola for joining us. I'm Jake Ostrov.
And I'm Cassandra Sheese. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next week.